So you guys ni sawa maze hiyo 1.5M nitakuwekea usijali. As we've discussed, just send me your card details and oh it's recording. Oh okay. So what's up ladies and gentlemen, maze mkoje wadau? Welcome to a very special edition of the Blissful Banter show, baby. You guys, maze is the one and only Bashir Halaiki, and my microphone is misbehaving kiasi. Now it's polite. So it's your boy Bashir Halaiki, and seated next to me, maze, is the ever hilarious Mr. Cheki, one Cheki himself, one Mr. Emmanuel Kuomonga Kisiangani.
You guys in the building, you guys,
maze. Maze, your new name,
you guys. At Emmanuel who?
Kuomonga Kisiangani.
You guys, that is very disparaging to my character.
What do you mean?
I'm more than Kuomongarization, you guys.
You think you offer more?
Depth? More depth than insertion of member in.
You offer more girth.
Yeah, conversation. In fact, it's just that I'm avoiding say that word because it's not yet 2 minutes.
It is by the too early to talk about that, man. But it's nice to see you, man. How have you been?
You guys, mimi niko sawa. I've been a bit busy. In fact, I'm trying to restore this podcast to its former glory.
Yeah.
Unajua tulikuwa tunatandika 3 episodes a week.
Kumefika point maze consistency ilikuwa imeshika line.
Yeah, man, but now with this new employment saga, I'm trying to balance I have to rearrange because we used to shoot the podcast from 2 p.m. But now at 2 p.m. tuko pale tunafanya training ile gig.
Yeah.
So I have to rearrange everything because Kitengela, that means I have to leave Kite earlier. That means like I'm just readjusting the whole schedule. I have to book guests to come earlier to the studio. You know, because me I used to just tell guys, let's meet at 2. So even if tuko chemi tunafanya comedy, you can come to the studio, you can go home, rest, leave home at around 10. But now maze, we can't afford to leave home at around 10, you guys.
Yeah.
Tabidi tutoke nyumbani earlier. Yeah, ama ni hame, one of the two.
So guys, I'd like to apologize for those 3 minutes of excuses. As for me, I'd just like to take ownership on my part for not being there and contributing to the consistency. I will become better and will make sure that the episodes are there on time.
You guys, we need
I will talk to Emmanuel about his attitude about being a victim killer.
No.
Yeah, I think you need to adopt like go get it type of attitude.
As the man who's been driving the consistency for this year.
Oh, you think you're the one who's been pulling?
You guys unajua nime sacrifice nini this year kukua consistent?
What?
Cuddling. You guys trips to Asia, you guys. Okay, let me tell you, mi ukinidunga hivi damu yangu itakuwa na malita C mob sana. Yeah, bana, for consistency.
Okay.
Check it. Now you damu yake ni type C.
C for kuchi.
So, but you're right. If you're listening, those all sound like excuses. Yeah, so there's no excuse.
I list my excuses. Come on, Mia.
Yeah, I withdraw.
Looking at you, Nico, like, who is this?
You guys withdraw those excuses. You guys, we need to get back to 3 episodes a week and then grow to 1 episode per day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think tunafaa tufike level. Sai Muaf by the does he even have a schedule ama yeye anapiganga tu?
Yeah, si schedule yake ni kupiga podcast daily.
I think actually Muaf at this point akona schedule ya kuishi.
Apart from the podcast.
So his normal life ni podcast and then now sasa akona from 1 to 2 lunch and then 4 to 5 hanging out with the kids. So yeye amejaribu kuni his life around the podcast.
Yeah. And then he'd have a moti. So he didn't drive ovyo
and then everything
weird
is done
places.
in-house.
Yeah, maze. And then his studio is right under his residence.
Yeah.
So he just goes downstairs and anapiga ma interview yake yote alafu anarudi upstairs.
Mazeo msee amekuwa mnoma, like ameanza kureact kwa stories zenye hata happen happen before. I think msee ana anticipate.
But you know right now I actually found now I depend on him for news.
Yeah.
So me watch hizo ma reactions zake to know what's cutting.
Yeah.
Check so leo nataka tuongele story ya Ruto mazee amegongwa na kiatu mazee kwa uso. So ukiangalia story check msee na hiyo iPad yake check. Wacha tu watch kiasi check. So does he watch and then edit, like what's the story?
I think since akona access to the studio kama hiyo ya Ruto, I think alikuwa anafanya interview na Kasipul. huyo sijui chawa ya rais or something.
Okay,
so I think maybe they were done recording ama during the interview you got the news or something because mimi niliona hiyo story ya
Kwani break in real time.
I think I break in real time or something because alikuwa anaisema kama wako na ukasipul, so I don't think ati alimuita let's come and let's react to this story, or maybe he did but I think for him that distance between something happening and him uploading is something that is inamweka mbele at least ahead from us.
No, but he's a total inspiration for me. I think I'll keep working hard nimfikie you guys. He's the standard.
I think pamefika mazee because
even him got inspiration from Andrew Kibe. Andrew Kibe akichapeza all day every day.
Kuna time alikuwa anapiga kazi mzee.
You guys daily you guys.
My life zake ziko zinanichekesha you guys. The first 5 minutes ilikuwa kutukana mafans. So you know you're broke. No daddy tu daddy. Hauna mbao ya nyanya daddy bro. I think the funniest clip nimeona ya Andrew Kibe ni akisema the reason men should not eat kuchi. So alikuwa na describe. So wewe uko tu hapo umelala kwa bed kama sniper and I found myself doing it and then I'm like this is accurate honestly. Hapa nakaandika naenda kusnipe. Cheki mimi. You guys, your position is one of the most submissive positions.
Carlos Slim. Although kuna boy flani anaitwa Davis. Davis Mashari alipiga hiyo joke. Ati mwizi akiingia kwa keja yako ukigedem head alafu anapata rasa zako ziko juu hivi. Hey you guys, that was a very funny thing.
It's one of the most vulnerable positions unaweza jipata mazee. But speaking of vulnerable positions, our honorable Mr. President mazee found himself in quite the quagmire. Pale Migori mazee, Kehancha Migori. So I was watching that
Kehancha. You place in it Kehancha?
Kehancha, I think I'm not wrong. So alikuwa anapiga hapo mazee. I think kwanza alikuwa anadanganya wasee kuhusu gharama ya mbolea. I think mazee mwenyewe kiatu alikuwa amechoka na hiyo story.
Cheki sasa kenye tutafanya na mbolea itakuwa shilingi. Hey!
By the way, Kenani Baba ni, and this is props to him. Alijaribu kuendelea kuongea but ilimhit by surprise. So alijipata na repeat the same ni. Na sasa gharama ya mbolea gharama ya mbolea.
No, but that was sad you guys. Unaona kana anafanywa nini wewe mwenye alitupa hiyo kiatu?
Mimi kenamurumia ni
kwanza Faruk mwenyewe akimpata hiyo.
Yuga uliona venye alitupiwa kiatu, some 2 dudes walisimama immediately hapo so kuangalia imetoka wapi. And actually 3 guys were arrested, si ndio? So the problem yenye mimi na feel, and I'm sorry for these guys, ni hiyo news ilitoka asubuhi. So niko sure wase walikuwa arrested by within an hour. But now the other angle of the footage that revealed it was a mistake, haikuwa ati msee alirusha, came out hours later. So me niko like within hiyo 2 hours yenye wase walikuwa in custody. You guys, I think hiyo clip inaweza kuwa ilitokea too late.
But what are you charged with? You know,
treason.
You need treason.
Yani
ni treason you guys.
Unajaribu kuassassinate.
No, this guy, one guy was holding a shoe, right?
That was
and
that,
then this other guy hits the shoe from the guy behind the guy. Ika fly you guy. I think your kiatu ilikuwa na its own agenda.
Bro, hiyo kiatu ilikuwa na vumbi. Unaona vile ilipiga mse.
You guy hiyo kiatu mazee ilikuwa na you need a tetanus shot you guy after kugongo na hiyo kiatu. Cheki sasa nataka kudungwa tetanus shot kwa sababu hiyo kiatu ilikuwa mbaya. You get that shoe I don't think that guy, I think umse aliokota tu kiatu kwa barabara you guy. You know the guys in Ocha behave. So he's just walking, he's going for the praises. Probably not. You guy hiyo kiatu ilikuwa imebeat. And then why would you be lifting your croc?
Si alikuwa anasema like kila mse was recording, so alikuwa na feel left out, so alikuwa na record nikae pia akona smartphone.
That was the idea. You guys, that guy is in jail right now.
Let me tell you maze, that one joke maze imempeleka ndani sana.
But you guys
they like keep the shoe and like frame it somewhere.
Yes, in evidence. Bana mzee hiyo kwa in a court of law you guys hiyo kiatu itawekwa hapo. Check yana the defendant ndio hiyo kiatu yake. But you guys don't think ni treason?
I
think tu ni assault.
I think by the depending on venye wataamua kufikisha hiyo nini.
But what do you have to do to get out that? Unaweza bribe OCS
before hiyo clip itokee ni
base command.
Ndio msee alikuwa anafinywa mazee ball ya left.
But you guys, I think Ruto anafaa kumforgive you guys. That was just an honest mistake.
Yeah, I think by the one thing he can do to win back of the grace from the Kenyans ni just an act of mercy kama hiyo. Sema mazee hata kama if the intention was that, I think since for once when umekuwa assaulted, like unaweza take ile yani unajua they don't know any better, wacha tu nimsamee kuonesha that you still have some humanity in you.
Yeah, true man, because I think that guy didn't know what he was doing. Alafu unaweza kaa jela for a very long time alafu as office of the president wanaza ngara na wewe you guys.
I mean niko sure sometimes Ruto hata maybe hata Ruto hana beef nayo, but someone mwenye ako hapo anataka yani unaweza fanyia hivi rais.
But also why was he just standing there in front of people like that you guys without any security cordon? Like me, I think that was a smart security lapse. He was a bit overconfident.
I think he was overconfident.
You guys, you can't just that was alikuwa tu na watu hapo.
But
hata area angeongelea juu ya hizo gari zao.
Kwani alikuwa amesimama wapi? Hakuwa juu ya gari?
No, alikuwa kwa like a small podium.
Oh, okay.
So he was basically right there with the guys.
So was there like a perimeter hapo mbele?
They should have been, but I don't think there was.
So
from the video, I think
the security.
Yeah, I think that was a lapse in security in terms of proximity to prisons. Have you ever seen your video ya Bede umesoma hizo ma JFK files?
Nimejaribu kupata some summaries, sema nimepita.
ChatGPT inasema nini?
Mimi niko nataka kujua just who was involved in killing this guy.
These guys are saying sijui ni Mossad.
Me I think from what I've gathered, it was he had a lot of enemies, including his own security operatives, like the CIA and
was
FBI
he purging them?
Beef.
Was he doing like some sort of anti-corruption with those guys?
Because those guys used to do a lot of black ops, like black operations.
The CIA especially,
like kama hiyo ya selling cocaine to funds, doing hizo wars, the guerrilla wars in huko South America. So when he came into power, so you see the head of the CIA at that point, Mazee alikuwa na operate even outside the president. So they had the mandate of like, as long as it's for national security, you can do everything.
So they were like a quasi-government.
Is exempt from hizo vitu. Ile unajua, if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
So when nani akaingia Mazee JFK, I think he threatened to remove that guy. When alikuwa in power. So kulikuwa na hiyo, and then kulikuwa na the mafia. Kulikuwa na a lot of people who had beef with him. So he was cracking down on some of these elements.
So this guy was exposed up in his open. So he was an open top moti.
Yeah.
Was that guy's brains really landed on Mrs. Kennedy, you guys? Check his brains, check.
Na kwanza Mazee, mbona alienda na hiyo gari iko open?
So that's the thing. Like those days, that was a security lapse. So after that, now there's no roaming around in those open.
But even before him, there's been a lot of assassinations.
Of who? Abraham Lincoln.
American presidents. Hata si Abraham Lincoln peke yake.
There's somebody who tried to shoot Reagan, lakini nani aka bodyguard akaruka katikati. Cheki bodyguard, cheki. Personally, mimi zirusha you guys.
Trump akapigwa Mazee risasi.
Lakini ya Trump ilimfikia.
Trump Mazee ilikuwa hivi.
Yeah.
I think Sagodi Mazee wants to teach US people a lesson.
You think so,
Aliacha Mazee umse akae kiasi.
Yige umse aliturn to hivi. Can you imagine umse aliturn hivi ndio he can save.
Bro, uliona Mazee hiyo ni
it was millimeters.
BBC walifanya hiyo 3D model
hiyo yao ya nini.
So as he was just turning to look at the projector, the bullet missed him.
You guys uliona msana anaitwa sijui Luo what?
Luo socialite.
Alifanya hiyo story ya BBC you guys.
By the way alipiga nini yako? Nakwambia unalalianga talanta bro.
You guys alipiga hiyo kitu mazee. You guys but it was hilarious.
Umeisema.
Alipiga exactly. Okay, why don't we do our ideas again?
Wase wakipiga manini zako. Cheki umeona nani? No, hiyo joke mimi nilifikiria but I was too lazy kupiga
to execute.
But at least unajua ni kali.
Si ndio
kama si mpata followers na views.
You guys linibamba nonetheless you guys. So I'm telling you, so those BBC guys no, I was talking about that your story ya CIA. So after that these guys stopped having presidents in the open lot. So there was Reagan, at least the ones that I know, Reagan, Lincoln, I don't know apart from that. Is there any other presidents been assassinated?
A lot.
Assassinated?
Let me pull up a list you guys. There's been a lot of American presidents. Kwanza hizo kitambo hizo madays ni wild west. You guys, it was so common honestly.
But thankfully in Kenya mazee hakujai kuwa na assassination.
Kumekuwa na attempts.
There've been a coup attempt, but I don't think there's been any assassination attempt.
Yeah.
Have you ever read about those guys who tried to assassinate Hitler? You guys, they were really caught, you guys. I don't know why bad guys are never assassinated.
So I have a list. So 4 sitting presidents have been killed. American president, that is. Abraham Lincoln, that is 1865. James A. Garfield, 1881. William McKinley, 1901. And J.F. Kennedy, 1963.
Oh, so it's 4.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan, 1981, is the only sitting president who have been wounded in an assassination attempt. So now... But Trump akwa a sitting president when he was
campaigning. Yeah.
So I guess Reagan was the only one who was survived an assassination.
You guys, your bodyguard really came through. But those guys are normally brainwashed into that behavior. Eh?
Yeah.
So it's drilled into you. So instead of running away from a bullet, you actually funika the other guy from the bullet.
Like it's your job to like protect this. Me, honestly, I don't know, and that's why I respect some of these security personnel guys. Like if you're a cop and like someone who works in the army, like I respect you so much. Like that amount of discipline and dedication that, you know what, like I'm ready to die for my country, I'm ready to die for.
But you guys, are there any benefits mazee ukidedi na umeprotect prezi? Ama just a nice 3 gun salute ukibario?
Yeah, I think hivyo wataweka flag juu ya nini yako, and then best yako ataenda make sure wife yako wako sawa.
Cheki mazee aya umsali dedi aje aya. Cheki you guy mazee
okay, let me tell you mazee, your wife will be happy, eh? You guy can you imagine you guy, you are dead, eh? And then unajua ni ile, let's say unanga hizi acts of valor. Yeah. So most of the time when you wana kwa movie ni a grenade is thrown.
Grenade you guy.
A grenade. I'm not going to revoke that. Even unajua semi korobos.
The grenade. You guy ume translate. Take a grenade. You guy, that's funny.
Even not got nasema. So msame tupa grenade, and then there's a group of people. So may decide to jump on it to save you guys. So imagine me decide to make the ultimate sacrifice and die for you guys. And then you go and then you're dead, you're in heaven. Because obviously, if you sacrifice yourself, at least from a lot of spiritual and religious texts, like that is the ultimate sacrifice. If I die to save your life, like me, I'm naingia heaven's wish.
Unaneljo?
Si Bible iko hivyo.
Bible you got? Yeah. Which verse you got?
Mi sijui, but I'm sure there has to be something like that. You guys will correct me if I'm wrong.
You guys really shangazi as you ingia inkizimui. Cheki ingia huku wewe.
Cheki no,
Cheki, but mimi nimejimada ndio niseme wase.
Nilirukia grenade.
But you're right about it being a very selfless act.
So, go to heaven and then you see maze, your good friend maze. So day one obviously amekuja ku visit wife, ameleta shopping. Like you'd be okay, you know what? Ni boy wangu maze ni. And then you guys start coming maze more and more often you guys.
But it's better if your pal is on chunga yenye mami ama si mtakuwa anakukumbuka wewe na dem together wakikado. Cheki Bashir alikuwa msempoa by the way. Unakumbuka hiyo story yake ya grenade? Cheki babe. I miss him. It's better than a stranger you guys ama?
Me I think a stranger maze is the same nice story ya Brocode. Do you know like the Brocode of me I can't date your ex?
Yeah.
Like it's just in bad form.
It looks bad, huh?
Like me I honestly can't.
You guys, if there's somebody attacking your toy and your wife, eh?
Yeah.
And ni attack to the death, God forbid, eh? Unaweza save nani?
So
there's an attacker, right?
Okay.
So this attacker has 2 options: to fieka your toy or to fieka your wife. So now you can only save one. You guys, who will you save, man?
You know, a junior, we can always make another child.
Cheki, unajua wewe siwezi kukomonga.
Cheki, no, tutajaribu, tutapata mwingine. No. Mchukue tu. You can me, I can't give away my wife.
Cheki, I miss Jeremy. Cheki.
You guys think we'll get another child while we mourn the other one.
And then you don't know that kid. Cheki, sikujui. Wewe umekuwa hapa 2.5 years. I don't know you. Huyu nimekuwa naye 15 years.
He's a stranger maze. Mimi nimemjua for 2 years. nimejua wife yangu for 15 years. Come on, that is not even a question.
She has a strong track record, you guy.
Then you guy in Nairobi, I'm not sure if he's even my kid, you know.
Cheki huyu anafanana na ule boy wangu. Cheki hata
ndo naanza kuangalia kisogo niko like
because he kept saying guruned. Cheki mbona mtoto anasemanga guruned?
I think you guys I'll take my chances with the kid, you guys. Yeah, I'll remain with the wife.
No, but the kid doesn't live, you guys. Utaacha tu mtoto asiishi.
Sasa si ni sawa, ana hata miss anything like at 2 years bro, hujaona maisha still like I'll live with that. But umenikumbusha naonanga hizi ma hypotheticals ziweko kwa nini. So kuna fulani hiyo ni maliza inasemanga ati so wewe uko katikati, si ndio? So your member is like 3 inches inside your parent. And then now your other parent is 2 inches inside you. So will you move front or back?
Your member is inside 2 inches in your parent.
Yeah. And then your other parent is behind you and their member is inside you. So will you move front or back?
I mean, I think I'll move back, you guys. I cannot commonga my parent. Here we scare it out with my dad. Cheki, father, iyo haikuwa poa kabisa. Okay, that was wrong. That was haram. You guys, bana. Wewe unaweza songa mbele?
Me, I think tabaki hapo katikati.
See you guys. You guys you'd rather move back any day, you guys. Hey, you guys, that other thought is even a mad taboo, you guys. Hey,
hata nimeshindwa kuisema in words. For the first time taking me. So one of your parents, you guys, nimeshindwa I can't even imagine.
Hey, you guys, see you guys. Heri maze nirudi nyuma mbio sana take ra. You guys go back, regret later. Cheki so budangu ilikuwa hypothetical situation. So akanikomonga.
Hizo banizi zio ni bamba na mimi upata kuna nyingine ati if you're paid $1,000 for every back shot, unaweza chukua back shots ngapi?
So who is komonga here?
Msemenya yako na $1,000 for a stroke.
So ananikomonga mimi for $1,000. I see.
One stroke. So utachukua strokes ngapi?
So anakuambia each stroke ni thao. Mr. Zivan, you get the more the strokes, the more my dignity is dying forever and ever. Amen.
I'm saying aliuliza hiyo swali akasema I don't think there's a number for that.
So you have to pick ad infinitum strokes. Cheki ad infinitum. Cheki.
So alisema at enough to solve world hunger.
Enough to buy
for humanitarian causes.
Enough to buy 1,000 Bitcoin. Cheki utachapa okay utalast though. Unajua mse pia labda hata last.
So tuseme hata
because maybe itaniga you 4 strokes and give you 4 nguizes. Cheki bro 4 strokes. There are too many variables.
I think hiyo ni one of the situations where less is worse. Unasema like umsai komonga 4 strokes still umekomonga na umepata. Me I think I'll go for the higher amount. But
what guarantee will this guy give you that atafikisha at least 100 strokes? Cheki aya considering nifanye kitu utafikisha at least 100 strokes. Cheki umse cheki utafikisha.
But the guy unadhani kwani how good is your leader? Unadhani umse hata last.
You guy, can you imagine now you start enjoying katikati? Cheki
hata staki pesa.
Itabidi ukimbia hapo na hii sheepskin, you guy, to keep the gay away. Cheki wacha nikuje na sheepskin basi. Utanikomonga but with the sheepskin.
Hizo hypotheticals yule baliza. Kama kuna mse mwingine wamekaa tu hivi alafu mse ameanza tu conversation. So mimi na wewe tumechila hapa niko like Emmanuel for $1 million. Hata sijiuliza kenauliza. Mse akasema I'll suck it. Bro hata sije kuambia.
Kuna mboy yangu anapiganga hizo mastori za $1 billion. Cheki mse akikugebi anakubinje. Utachukua. Check me. B.
Me I think Mr Beast if you're watching maze put it to the test but. Unajua Mr Beast tufanyanga hizo mavideo.
Cheki ananibinja for long. Cheki ananipa hizo do in advance ama ni after. You guys, so long as that guy is working that money in an escrow,
you guys before
controlled by my parents.
You need take home ama kuna taxes.
Is it Kenya shillings? Ama it's dollars. Big Kiev.
You guys,
how are you, Maze?
Kiev.
This guy's come to do his worst.
Kama hivi kiasi tuko na swali.
To connect mic.
Are you live?
We live. Kuja ukae hapa. Dakika moja. It won't take long.
Msaonekanangi kwa kamera.
Oh, for real?
Anaongeleanga huko you guy Dubai.
Yeah.
Let me set him up.
So, tunaulizana maswali za maana ambazo zinahusiana na jamii. So nikuulize kama msana kulipa $1,000 kwa mwonga na hiyo ni per stroke, unaweza chukua strokes ngapi?
As many as I can.
Mimi nilisema the same thing. Umse alisema 4. Mimi niko like ulisema 4 size. Alisema ata make sure umse amenia haraka. So mimi niko like bado unakomongwa, get the mongo out of it.
Oh, kukomongwa mimi. Haya siwezi. What your question? Okay, you just kubali things.
So guy, mimi sikusema stroke. And I said that deal is an off deal. Because it's not guaranteed you guy how many strokes this guy is gonna give you to make a G, you guys.
Sema yako na infinite stamina.
And are you allowed to see the size of his member
beforehand?
To assess the damage it can cause.
Check it. Have you done this before? Ama ini kitu unajaribu. You guys, that's crazy, you guys. You guys, where you headed, man?
I was coming to use the facilities.
You guys, you're really going to miss us, you guys, when we move out of this.
I saw some Air Jordans. I was coming.
Jordans.
You guys are Jordans, you're rich, you guys.
They're
what
legit.
do you think? They're legit, you guys.
Sijaona hizo Jordan. Mbona hizo?
Yeah.
Hey, you
You're
guys.
rich.
Yeah. Hebu enda uscan ziko na QR code hapo kwa on the nini thingy.
Nilikuwa unahitaji kuscan yenyewe.
Yeah, those
They're
Jordans
legit.
are-
Unajua kuna Air Jordan kutoka 1 mpaka kitu kama 20 something by now.
In terms of-
These I'm familiar with.
Like versions.
Oh, okay.
Jordan 1s,
Yeah.
Jordan 2s, 3s.
The first one yenye Jordan alivaa in 1984.
Oh,
something
those are
like
ones.
that. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So every subsequent year
Wana release a new one.
new Jordan 2s, 3s, 4s
Yeah.
and so on.
So this guy is still cooling those Jordos still today, you guys.
Yeah, man. That guy built a very strong brand. Eh?
That guy looks
And
like he
now,
has John.
and now that brand is even traversing other sports.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like like there's is it Brazil national team were in negotiations to wear that label.
The Jumpman.
Yes, in the World Cup that's coming next year.
But that doesn't make sense.
That. Why?
Siadi
Why would you wear
PSG
It's a
Jumpman?
sports brand now.
PSG walikuwa na jazi ya Jordan, I think season flan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Jumpman.
Yeah, I remember it.
So now he's gone beyond basketball.
So this guy is set, you guy, for life.
Yeah, man.
Nowadays, Komonga very tiny mummies, you guys, who are half
I
his
think
size.
Jordan ndo analipa na tao per stroke you guys.
But Jordan has really carried himself well. First of all, he didn't involve himself with these movements.
He's not
Like
he's
he's
not an
non-partisan.
activist. Yes.
So he didn't join to join Republicans, ama
So
sijui,
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, he
He's
didn't
not very
join
vocal
BLM.
on social
Although guys were blaming him for not joining that BLM stuff.
Yeah.
They were saying that he should use his voice to weigh in on some of those things.
But
I think that was a wise move on his part.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he has fans on both sides of the political divide.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, you guys, do you think Elon Musk will be affected by this political stuff he's doing now?
I think so. Although I saw ni kama hiyo nini imewacha kufanya job. Hiyo
Nini?
Doge.
Doge?
Yeah, it's like
Kwani
they handed in their
ili rug
reports.
pull?
No. It's like they finished what their mandate. They finished what they were supposed to do.
What do you mean
and gave the
finished?
report to the president.
Oh, unasema Doge, unajamini nafikiria ni coin.
Kwani uko na ngapi?
Department of Government Efficiency.
Sasa amekuwa scared ni kama ako nazo.
You guys have a few Dogecoins pale Binance. Yeah, but they are worth peanuts.
Na mbona unakuwa worried?
But I'm hoping they 10x. Check, imagine nini coins zangu zime 20,000x. You guys really stop doing this pod. Check, no, niliachana na podcast. Say me chill tu hapa Monaco.
Hizo madeals za Bitcoin unaanga wase wakikomongwa lakini naurumia.
Msali introduce Bitcoin, you guys alafu akaniacha hapo ndani, you guys. This guy lose money, eh? This guy is a terrible coach.
This guy developed a renew of its own, man. This guy developed a greed of his own.
Sasa alianza kuhold macoin.
Na alikuwa anatafuta vitu zingine. Sijui soju.
Baraka wewe.
Eggs.
Alikuingiza kwa plan akitoka yoga unabaki ukifanya nini?
This guy baradag.
Ujamaa kwa passionate.
No, me.
Ujamaa kwa anataka kuinvest, you guys. Kuna ingine hapo ya mkubai sijui ma eggs, eh?
Yeah.
Duck eggs.
So you buy a duck and then it lays eggs. You guys remember that stuff? That stuff started tanking, eh?
And that egg hatches.
Yeah, man. And then you know I just quit my job, you guys. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa tegemea. In fact nilikuwa nishaanza kuenda pale. Kuna ingine niliingia inaitwa BNB stake, eh? So I was supposed to like 5x ama 10x, eh? So the money I'd wekeled, I think I was supposed to get back like 2 point something, you guys. So paka nikaanza kwenda Ngong Road ya magari. Take me. Hii Mercedes ni ya which year?
Ni safi, eh?
Cheki we ya mwisho tu tukiongea kawa naona unaweza nifanyanga. No cash. Nakuja na cash.
Cheki nakuja next week on Friday. Wewe unajua BNB stake.
But you guys, wife yako alikuwa anakushanga. Can you imagine trying to explain to your wife ati ume buy duck? Have your duck in a lame eggs.
She was really looking at me skeptical, you guys.
I love this guy used to. Alikuwa anaingia chini ya blanket ya face away.
You guys.
Then when the wife turns, he switches, his phone, he slaps his phone against the mattress.
When umelala na like a wife and the husband wameni and then ni wanaonesha like you're thinking bubble. Tibet is thinking about other women. Kumbe mtu anafikiria venye hiyo duck itataga. Watu kwani ulichinja hiyo duck kama kulienda mbona huko 10x?
You guys, your BNB stake ili rug pull, eh? So rug pull means how do you describe rug pulling? Like it crashes,
It crashes, yeah. It tanks in one.
How many founders wanatoa doa yao?
Yes.
They take all the money, even the people's money.
Normally what they do is like in a pump and dump scheme.
So na create too hype around your
yes,
coin ndo buy.
Yeah, then a lot of people buy and buy. So watu wanaona hii kitu inapanda. And wanashikwa na kitu inaitwa FOMO. And they come running.
Imepanda.
With their life savings.
You guys, you kitu venye li crash. I think you ndio livaya wife wangu. Cheki wife wangu, huyu ni ng'ombe. Huyu ni ng'ombe. Cheki akipack bag yake, cheki. Hey!
I cannot breed with such a man.
You guys are kuniambia stories za madak. I think hapo ndo naenda home. Cheki alafu hiyo ina hatch, alafu inatoa.
You guys, it was very convincing pitch. Don't sell invest, you guys. You did lose money on those ducks. You chomoed your money. It was goose. It was called
goose, yeah.
But you guys, there's another one lately called Sebex.
Sinile ile wasi wameoshwa ile ya Nigeria ile.
Ni ajuzi tu by the way.
Yes.
So it's scare guys that really invested their life savings that thing. Eh?
Life savings?
Yeah, as in you've saved for years and then you wekelea over there because of the story ya 10x. Asikia kuna mse alikuwa job akaambia hiyo story akaenda home due to get what documents, went to the bank to access, so you know there you withdraw funds from a locked account and then he went and wekelea
everything.
You get all that money you guy ingia maji you guy. Check your maji, check your pesa, check.
Then you guys unajua hawa si wakisha kugonga you guys they spend your money irresponsibly.
Yeah.
Umeona venye wase wa wash like whenever people are spending money that is not there.
Yeah. I saw another guy washing his head with a Hennessy. Did you see that video guy?
Kwa doza dark zako.
Check your There's another one for reverse betting. You remember that one?
The football.
Reverse betting?
Yes.
They bet against the team.
Oh, okay. Against the favorite team.
You bet that a team will lose.
So you bet for the less favorite team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not to win, to lose.
Yes.
So ni between two teams. So
it's like, like the way Arsenal is playing PSG tonight, eh? And there's a high likelihood Arsenal itachapwa.
Yeah.
When they will bet Arsenal itashinda ama PSG ita lose.
Yeah. But you get the profile picture of the owner of that thing. Ilikuwa tu anakaa mnaitera. Cheki umsecheki.
Alikuwa anaitwa Gata.
But hiyo nilikulia you guys.
You gotta see to mine. So, and this is the reason mainly at kubet. When I started betting, honestly, nilikuwa nakula do. Because back then there was something called match fixing and ilikuwa ina work. Especially hizi Farmers League, sijui Brazil League 2 ama nini. So what happened and ni kama goalkeeper wa Kenya alishikwa nayo scandal.
Matasi.
So they pay one player to make sure that they need. So kulikuwa na mse on Facebook. So this guy used to give people he used to call it free for confidence. So on a post you only free for confidence.
Free odds.
Just to free odds, fixed match for confidence. Hiyo itaingiana for sure. Odds are 12 mostly zilikuanga half time full time. So half time let's say Arsenal wins, then full time PSG come back and win. Hiyo ni like 21 odds. Sure. And every month hiyo ilikuwa inatokea. Hiyo nilikuwa nakulia. But once you ukimdm hiyo ilikuwa tu kunasa watu. So hiyo ikiingiana si ushakula hiyo do yenye umetengeneza hapo. So you see this legit. So unaingia kuongea na yeye. Sasa hapo ndo wanaanza kutufanyia sa ukarabati. So kuna fulani iliingiana ya 12 odds. Tukasema ni aje acha tuongee na mse sasa because alikuwa anasema hiyo ikiingiana if you want more odds hala at me. So mse by the alikuwa mse wa Madagascar. Nakumbuka hata mimi ndo nilipeleka hizo do Western Union. Sasa nikiambia hizo do.
So what's the deal?
Ulienda kwa bank ukakiu.
Nikakiu na
kwa ile counter ya money transfer.
Imeandika Western Union. You guy Western Union.
So what was the deal?
Like si atatupea odds zingine. Hizo fixed matches.
Oh, so he says he knows fixed matches.
He has like insider info.
Yeah. So atawapea moja nitaingiana but that is to lure in
like a bait.
A bait. And then mkiingia kuongea naye kwa DM sasa ndo anawa.
Na hiyo ya kuingiana how does he do it?
See, it used to happen. A lot of fixed matches zilikuanga kitambo.
So he knew about the fixed matches.
Yeah, he knew about the fixed matches. But as it kuwa common. So yeah,
weird teams.
Once a month. Weird teams, Farmers League. That's why squeezy ukiingia some of these betting sites. Huwezi pata hizi leagues zikiwa huko ndani.
Yeah. Actually that thing was also quite prevalent here in Kenya.
Yeah, even in Kenya.
There's a time my Mboro alikuwa ameambiwa there's some guy wa Gor. Like he used to talk to Ajama wa Gor. Now those days Gor used to win the league very early in the season, like with 10 games to spare. So those 10 games imebaki walikuwa wanazitumia kurusha magame.
Yeah,
because they could afford to lose.
Because they've won already.
Yes. So Liverpool size. Ishashinda league. So they.
So you know this guy called Jack Ababa. This guy
for selling things.
Yeah. So I think he was alikuwa anakuja anamwambia andika half time sijui watawekwa bao mbili or something like that. So apparently guys of SportPesa came to learn about it.
Yeah.
So hata siku hizi ukiangalia SportPesa they don't list
hizo.
Oh, it was that games. Bad.
Yeah.
It's still that bad.
Bado zinafixiwa hizo magames.
So most of these betting companies don't
always risk.
They don't do Kenyan matches,
Even those Brazilians, Colombia,
even Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
So meaning everyone wekelayers on that team and say this team will win, for example.
Yeah, no, but they need like an odd thing. Like they put an odd thing. Like maybe the team that was supposed to win was expected to win does not win. So you know most people wamebetia the team that's expected to win.
Oh, okay.
But nyinyi mnawekea ile ingine.
Oh, because you make more money if you bet on the other.
Yes.
Yeah, it has more odds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so your time got nakulia.
So ujama mulimtumia how much?
60k.
And then what happened next? Mulituma kwa jina
profile picture ilipotea.
Kwa nini yako tu walikuwa wanangoja.
You guy, hiyo page ilipotea from the.
Kwani alikuwa anakugonga wewe mtu mmoja?
No, si tulichanga as a group. Kwa tunafanya tuko kwa group, hata bado niko na hiyo group ya high school. So tulikula hiyo do. Me personally nilikula I think around 21k.
From where?
si from your deal ya kwanza ile free for confidence.
Oh, okay.
So niko like hii 21 akatupea odds za 12
you guys you also on Gong Road. Check it, Mercedes ni how much?
Nilikuwa natafuta magus.
No, kuna boy wangu fulani Madagascar
nakumbuka tu nilienda Western Union nikaeka do kwa bahasha na zikasafirishwa hadi Madagascar.
What's interesting is that ulienda kwa bank ukachukua ile ticket
nikangoja pesa
ticket number 5
niko kwa hiyo pesa sasa na miguu hivi kiona venye mazee maisha yanaenda kubadilika.
So after that you text him and say you have sent the money.
Yeah, so venye tukamtumia akasema received. I think unamtumia receipt. There's a new receipt unapewa ya
so that he has the code, right?
Yeah, so yeye akatutumia hiyo nini. Yuga asubuhi na mapema hiyo bet ilichomeka. Hata half time ikuisha. Yuga hiyo team ilikuwa tunaambiwa itashinda, yuga ilimulikwa bao kasi sijui 4. Promise iko na vini personally.
Check this guy. But you guys may have realized if you're not greedy you won't be gongod, you guys.
Yeah, true.
First of all, if someone gives you a get rich quick offer,
hakunanga kukai.
You guys, there's nothing like that on that.
Unajua scheme nyingine yenye sasa naona sana, especially with TikTok and everything. Like someone anakuambia ati I can teach you how to make $5,000 every month. Mbona msemeni anajua kutengeneza $5,000 every month? Akufunza kutengeneza $5,000 every month unless the only way ana make $5,000 every month is by selling you a course that teaches you how to make $5,000 every month.
What do you think of Andrew Chase's The Real World stuff? It's kind of like that.
Kenya by the way. Hata we hosted him on
Cospace.
Manuzi hata wewe usha nini?
I don't know I can better
go that. Ku multiply your notes zako.
Bana you guy bana.
Yaani msee unampea tao. Sijui ana do some nini some machine anakupea.
There's no machine. He was washing them in a bucket. Cheki, alikuwa anasema ati yeye ni pilot kutoka Mali.
Yeah.
So if you figure out a way of making money, but you go around helping people.
But you know that guy who introduced me to that guy was a very close friend of mine. So mse aniambie there's another guy. I don't know why, it's just the same scam. I don't know, I believed it, you guys. Ati mse unamgedo alafu na multiply, you guys. So tukaenda na tao mbili. Akasema no, we gave him a G. Then he washed in a bucket. Then he gave us a G each.
Anakupeanga genuine.
So he said, go that spend this. Yeah, go and spend this cash. You guys unaenda mazee, unaispend, unaona nikaa imework. Check, you guys have kubali that cash bana. You guys unapewa ma change hapo hivyo, you guys. So sana kwambia ukuje na bunda. Okay, you really go in your gongo, you guys with your bunda, you guys. You guys siku mazee nililia real tears. Check it. So you guys tulienda tukakusanya mado, you guys. Juu so tatu, you guys.
But you guys najua
paka nikaenda nikatafuta
fulani mwenye tunaweza nini.
You guys, me have learned enough lessons, guys. Mimi nikigongo tena yenyewe am an idiot.
Utaki kuni get rich quick.
See you guys, wacha nipige podcast, you guys. One subscriber at a time. So you guys, maze, the sad part was, so tukiwa kwa keja tukifanya hiyo huo msee akifanya hiyo magic yake ujinga. I even went and said looking for the two monies which have in the dicks. Check, no, I have some 22 G's somewhere in the cupboard.
Walikuwa kwa keja yako akifanya hizo.
Maze, you guys. Umseli tuacha hapo na manoti za black.
Yeah, is a joke.
You guys, bana. You guys, me, I was very sad, you guys.
But you guys, wa Kenya wanaingianga hizi ma pyramids.
But the funny enough, even that time I had gone to check out some Max. Check it. So hii ni how much, Joe? Hapana, hiyo ni mingi sana. Cause mimi unajua nalipa cash. You guys are about to come to my dad pick you guys with a fresh mark. Check it. VP Kiev. No, I just chopped some software deals.
Check, you know, ni God, maze, ni God.
Then you drive
check
up.
Check this one. It's a 6-liter engine.
S4matic.
S98. Check it, yeah, no, I'll afford the fuel even if it's 9,000.
I see it's a bit low, so mina hama natoka Kite natafuta pali penye barabara ni nywe.
But the guys who actually live on that conning people, like this gold
dealer. I say, and I think I've dealt with one of them. They usually start with their close friends.
Especially if you have money, right?
Yeah, they start, that is like how they train. So unaanzanga na wase wenye wako close to you, because they're easier to knee, and then those close friends of yours get kama wewe uliingizwa. Wewe uliingizwa to someone you trusted,
and then that guy trusts aliingizwa na his uncle. So telling this guy,
even that guy called that fat-nosed guy, before he went pro, I think aliosha all of us.
But it was that one of borrowing money and not paying back.
And a lot of small, some people sijui miti kutoka Timboroa, a lot of schemes.
you know guys, I think tunafaa kuwa na hizi like unaona venye kuna Alcoholics Anonymous, tunafaa kuwa na hizi meetings za wamegonga
at meeting kutoka Timboroa. That is quite,
but that is more reasonable than you.
But I think every Kenyan ameoshwa at some level.
Kulikuwa na nyingine ya catfish.
Ile ya nini? Kulikuwa na ile ya nini?
Gani?
Ile ya kusijui inaitwaje? Fingerlings. Introduce fingerlings into Lake Victoria.
Which one was that?
The one ulikuwa unaenda una deposit KCB alafu unampelekea.
Unapelekea msee. Kuna wengine ya kuuza sijui rabbit, eh? So this guy was saying he'll sell you a rabbit, eh? And then you guy zote zenye zitazaliwa atanunua. So unaenda place kai alafu inanuka mkojo ya rabbit, eh? So this your company, you guys they can buy any amount. You guys ungeangalia mzee mwenye anasema atabuy any amount of rabbits. Chikilo tutanunua zote. Hata kama ni 100,000 rabbits tutanunua.
You cannot satisfy the market for rabbits.
Yeah, that guy needed money. But you guys, Kenya, is a very interesting place. Guys love those get rich quick.
They always fall into it, man.
Yeah, they're quite gullible.
Yeah, I think guys here don't like working hard. Either that or you invest in a business yenye ati wewe utafanya job sana.
Like passive income.
Yeah. That thing of passive income has been oversold, you guys.
I let my money work for me.
Yeah.
I make money while I sleep.
Yeah.
Even kina Rupert Madoff, that's how they were going, guys. Huh? Like promising that you'll manage somebody's fund and then they go and bomoy it, you guys, with the caviar, you guys.
And I think right now the next thing we people need to be looking at are these MMFs that are coming up.
Yeah, there seem to be many, man.
Yeah, sijui ziko kwa mobile phone nini. You go on Twitter.
Zidi, you guys.
They always sijui. Yeah, all those.
Zidi had like a close call or something. Can actually happen with Zidi.
You guys, that's crazy.
That one is like on Safaricom.
Yeah, that is M-Pesa. Let me check.
But me no Zidi. There's a guy who said the lower the rates, the safer the fund.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
there are some that give unrealistically high interest rates. Sijui 17, 18. So you should be very wary when you
how
put
much
your
is
money.
the Saiton fund patiana?
Saiton.
Do you have any knowledge?
Saiton, it had some controversy, you guys.
Yeah, but still they have a fund which guys are investing in, you guys. You know, a chick was wekelea a few meters hapo Safcom. Saiton. There's also a chick who was trying to withdraw from Safcom, you guys. Alikuwa amewekelea Safcom Sacco. You guys, she tried to withdraw, you guys. It took long, you guys.
I think it's only some of the things they wanafaa uangalie. Kama mimi natumia Chums. I think Chums na what is it called? Etika.
Nini?
Etika.
I also know of Etika.
Yeah. Etika is which one?
It's a new one, by the I think pia some of those for me I think music to me for like kama niko na doe na niko like emergency fund or something, like money that I'm not using right now. Niko like wacha ikaika hapo. The interest is polite, but unless you unaeka domo hapo utatengeneza do. But for me the reason I use it it's out of reach for me. So even if I want to withdraw it abidi ningoje. It's not that.
Withdraw ni how long hapo Etika?
Chums I know it's 48 hours. Etika you can remove as long as it's under 100k you can remove instantly.
Instantly. But there's a fine, eh? Like you lose your
no fine. Ina depend na
you don't lose your interest or something. There's no penalty.
Chums do kuna penalty. Like if you lock the savings and then withdraw
before the
time
maturity period,
wanakata half of the interest.
There's one called Zimele also, which
I think Zimele has one of the highest interest rates. What about Sarkos? What do you
that is not a bad side.
Hey, Sarkos right now.
But Sarkos are not doing bad. They've lasted since more year.
No.
Which Sarko has fallen?
hizi masako hizi wase wanaoshaoshwa kama Cusco juzi.
But
you know Cusco is like the nini body, the umbrella.
Yeah, it's a union of the circles.
Yes.
A watchdog.
Yes.
And
the CEO there bana had stolen karibu 2B.
Ish.
Damn, you guy.
Over time ama aliamua tu kutoka na.
Those monies are normally over time.
Yeah, over time. There are many circles that are collapsing.
But there are also many weird circles.
Yes. I think there was a time pia kulikuwa na hiyo proliferation.
But there are these solid circles kama hii the Kenya Power one.
Stima.
Yeah, Stima circle is pretty solid.
Yeah, like for this
Kenya Bankers,
sijui Mhasibu. Kuna nyingine inaitwa ya forest inaitwa aje?
Kenya Forest.
Hapana.
Sasa ndani ya amekumbuka forest alafu Kenya ndio imemsha. Unafala sana.
Check it, even TSC have a circle, right?
Walimu or something. Walimu circle.
I think every profession has its own circle.
But you guys, those ones are solid. Kwanza za walimu. Walimu you guys, especially like my bro was telling me kuna best yake alimwambia akatie either mwalimu ama nurse. Although kuna mtu alikuwa anasema nurses you guys are not the best.
Kwa nini?
You guys they work for very long hours and then now madaktari fieka them yote allegedly.
So sioni shida hapo.
Shida gani?
So at least there will be peace and quiet in the house.
You're joking. Unajua utafute baby you guy. Kuna watu wanatafuta baby.
Nurses make the best wives.
Nurses?
Yeah.
Why?
They have a very high tolerance for disgusting things.
Oh, okay. But do they bring that energy to the dicks?
Yes, they do. I dated a nurse. I dated a nurse once.
It was polite.
She was very freaky.
Oh, she was freaky. Did she used to wear those clothes?
There was once I asked her to wear, yeah.
You get it now, Palomine mzee alikuwa na kumonga karao Mzee alikuwa anavaa yako yake bila nguo alafu anavaa. Check it.
Karao alikuwa dev.
Na crown.
But what if you
so you guys what dev akamwambia aache. Check wewe acha wewe. Check mzee check. Can you imagine? But why was he doing that to you guy? He was playing with the government.
That's treason. That's punishable by death.
You get that is an offense. So it's a real crown that thing.
Yeah, man.
So this guy, so teachers, the teachers that I know, especially wale wa Ocha. My aunt is a teacher. Hey, she's really investment savvy. She has land, mara. In fact, there's one shamba for my mother which she's bought. Yeah, she paid us 4 sok. She was selling it for like 5 sok. She gave us 4 sok cash.
So she brokered like ali.
No, it was my mom's shamba, but my mom told us to sell it. So she said she's buying it. So she bought it, and she's just a teacher who called one day to you guys. Like, mali yako nayo you guys. But also maybe you're able to save more when you're in shags.
Yeah, that environment.
But I think also when you're in some of these professions, like you're even able to, like civil servants are able to borrow loans. Like salary yako inaweza kuwa 50, but you qualify to borrow millions.
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Yeah. Okay. The assumption is banks assume anybody employed by the government, first of all, kufutwa job, it's almost impossible. So that salary is assured.
Also, so it increases the amount you can access.
Yes, plus also, it's the risk of losing, the risk of nini. So wanapeango hii loan inaitwa check off. So it's cut word at the source. On your payslip.
Careful is.
Yeah.
But why do banks also change rates of loans, man?
Do they?
Like you can at Yaron. You can buy a loan for 13%. 13%, and then kidogo they've changed it to 19, 17. You guys, they're quite. Those bank loans are very expensive.
Yes.
But are the banks?
But it depends. Na secured and unsecured. Unsecured ndio zinahonga.
Yeah.
Kuna 2 types. Kuna secured and unsecured. And na pia kuna business and personal. So secured, deni yake inakuanga chini kwa sababu the risk is lower. Unsecured on the other hand, kama hizi unachukuanga kwa simu, you can easily switch off your phone and run away.
Hizo za kupigia simu.
So those ones have very very high interest rates.
But they have tried to regulate
personal
those.
Pia zinakuanga lower the business pia is high because it's assumed your business you're using it to generate more money. Personal you're using it to for your own personal reasons.
Okay, me I'm gonna ingia money lending like a Jew, you guy. I'm really gonna make money, me and my family.
Yeah, next time unaenda kuangalia magari needed.
But unajua Jews are charge interest.
But me think they charge non-Jews.
Oh yeah, they charge non-Jews.
Yeah, non-Jews are charged interest, you guy.
But even in Islam,
in kama Islam they operate more or less on the same.
Like money cannot beget more money.
So how do Islamic banks run?
They do it. There's a scheme. They do it. They call it under a different.
They give it another name.
Yeah, they're like Sharia compliant.
Being even more expensive. I remember there was someone who's doing the math. Like it's ridiculous. It end up being even more expensive. Like their version of like a mortgage. The way they do it smartly. They name it nini. But you end up paying the bank more than ataka ungechukua tu mortgage mara moja.
Yeah.
So this is the way they maneuver that entirely. But bado wanaokota juju.
Yeah.
You guy, in other news, jana uliwatch game maze. Jana kulikuwa na game moto sana you guy,
game wase wanasema maze, they are calling it early maze, wanasema it's one of the best semi-finals in Champions League history.
You guy, Inter Milan versus Barca, you guy.
You guy, hiyo game iliweza sana maze.
Me I didn't watch it but I watched the highlights in the morning.
So wewe ufai kuongea.
Yeah, you shouldn't be talking. I did. Yes.
Did you watch it live?
Yes.
But your emotions also been on a roller coaster.
Yeah. But I wasn't very heavily invested because like I don't actively support either of those teams.
So you are supporting?
I was supporting Inter, yeah.
Why? You don't like Barca?
I don't like Barca. Yeah.
You don't like Barca?
I don't really like them very much.
Why?
Because they are like UEFA seems to favor them.
How?
Over the years, they
referee decisions.
Yeah, referee decisions.
Oh yeah.
Some of the draws they get.
Yes.
Uliwatch your game?
Yeah.
Uliwatchia wapi?
Kokeja tu.
Yeah. Ulienda stream this game for free.com.
Yeah, hata ni watanue. Kuna ni I think hata inaitwa Crickfy. It's a mobile app.
Inaitwa
Crickfy.
Crickfy.
So CRICFY. Crickfy. So you just download an APK online and then unani. So ukiweka kwa simu kama mimi nimeweka kwa lapi. So ukini it's flawless because hizi ma streams zingine hizi sijui his goal nini. Mazao na watch game hivi kiasi umeletewa ad nini. So
hiyo ya ngono ama?
Maze kwanza kuna flani bro. Hiyo ad inafungukanga hivi. So kuna there are 3 cartoons. So you guys there's like wanakuambia choose a hole. Mimi niko like bro, mimi najaribu tu kuona tu game ya Man U. Bro, like hii situation ime-escalate way too fast for my liking.
Ati choose a hole.
I swear. Niko sure ni waseme mbona hiyo ni ati choose a hole and then you guys wamekupea hapo vara and then it's cartoons.
Yeah.
I think that's more of a same you guys.
But how have you put an app on your lapi? Ama umeka
So you can install.
There are some apps that work both on
but we not
mobile, Android and also on laptops.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
okay.
Since your Crickfy it's more of a mobile app. If you want to use it in your PC, you have to use BlueStacks.
Oh yes.
So
I know about
BlueStacks going to create now the environment for
the Android environment. Yeah. Alafu unaiweka kwa screen.
Alafu na connect kwa screen you get.
Oh okay.
Yeah, I'm high tech.
Me what I normally do is I pay for DSTV.
How much do they charge premium nowadays?
I think it's like 9 Gs or my Gs. To be honest, I don't pay.
Kuna msee kwa ofisi alikuwa anatuchanua, anasema yeye mazee anatafuta because unajua DSTV it's a regional even continental ni. So in some of these countries they charge less money. So anasema yeye Ethiopia the packages premium huko ni 1050, huko ni 5 Gs. So yeye alituma msee anajua boys fulani wanatoka Ethiopia. So yule anakuja na decoder ya huko Ethiopia.
Na inawaka.
And then analipa sasa subscription ya huko. So anasema it has all the channels except the local ones. So the local ones so unapata locals za Ethiopia but like huwezi miss KBC.
It's a nice trade-off.
Yeah. And then you pay half the price.
5 Gs. But why is it cheaper in Ethiopia than here? Ama taxes?
I think taxes pia and then
I don't know why those people charge Kenyans so high.
See, I think also spending power. Like something like Apple Music. Like Apple Music is I think cheaper in Africa than in the US.
Yeah. Oh, interesting, man. So interestingly, Cash will have some event with those DSTV guys. I'll go and ask them, Mazi.
Okay, Mazi. Naambiwa kupiga vote yani because me I think DSTV and multi-choice in large, the only niche wamebaki nayo saizi is just live sports. Super sport ikitoka hapo, you guys, there's no reason. Most of the people support this nini, seme like avid fans when you wanna enjoy football at home, and some of these clubs and need, because streaming, shida ya streaming kuna hiyo lag. Like nyinyi mko hapo, wewe una watch stream yako unasikia msee asha celebrate. So I think satellite is the fastest.
I think there are also people who are given something called entertainment allowance in their salary,
so they can pay,
which involves like payment for subscription of
like you get those highlights I was watching from, I think that channel has people in the studio in the stadium who record with their phones, you guys.
Anakoniwa every angle.
That was sad, you guys.
I love
you can't post. You guys always post highlights. Those guys will demonetize your post.
Normally, there are some people who post after a while inatolewa.
So these guys, what they
can post after a day or so.
But so these guys have two mad guys up on nini. Wanna record na simu, you guys. So I was watching highlights from some phone.
Some even record with their phones on a TV.
Bro.
Ina nini na Kiarabu. Wanaongea commentators ni Waarabu. Check La minimal Yamin.
Nasikia ni ilikuwa player wa Arsenal.
Dennis Backup baba.
Like alikuwa anaongea in a very sexual manner. Ilikuwa nani?
There's one I saw for Dennis Beckham, and it was one of those Arab guys. Was he was speaking like Nani's Komonga in him.
Sindio.
Dennis Beckham. Allah.
Nimekumbuka Gabriel Martinelli. Gabriel like anaisema ni kama
very sensual.
David Beckham.
But those Arab guys are harsh commentators, but I wish
they're very passionate,
very emotional.
Kwani nani hujui Kiarabu?
Mimi najua tu alif, bet, najua ku count peke yake.
Msako na madrasa vizuri.
You guys nilivunjwa. You guys dai pigwa hivyo mpaka sasa in my adulthood.
So unavunjwa ni Roland.
Yeah, msa aliwatch Holy War on me.
Na ulivunjwa kwa nini you guys?
Silikuwa nimesahau kitabu home you guys.
So that made you stop going for madrasa.
Piga mazee na ile ni kiboko ya kushonwa ya Sisal. I was being whipped like a slave
for forgetting your book one day.
So ulikataa kurudi ama?
Nilisema siwezi rudi honestly. Respectfully.
Kwani hiyo ilikuwa ile ya kunini wase bwana? Ilikuwa ile ya ku
maybe those guys don't joke with.
I think ilikuwa ile ya kunini ma terrorists. Walikangoje.
Ugrum.
Ole Bashir.
Kwa kuradicalize.
Hiyo kuradicalize.
Bashir, you guys would have been in the sweet band by as we speak. In pieces.
We Komonging is 72 virgins right now.
Nilisahau hiyo book.
Cheki pangani line bana.
Alafu unajua ufala hiyo nini? Unaona the way like class equal, like we have 844 your times, ndio. So I was probably in class 5 or 6 in like normal school, but I was still in baby class. So the person teaching me is younger than me. So I think alikuwa mtoi wao walimu hapo, some Arab kid maze, probably hata I think alikuwa class 1 or something. So he's the one teaching me. So ananifunza, nikikosea anaita budake anivunje. Sige maze, mimi niliona hii ni ufala hivi. Mimi wacha tu niishie.
Na budako akwambia urudi.
Ilifika pahali nikakata.
See, they say Islam is a religion of peace bana.
But those guys are not peaceful.
Kitabu and then
you guys man.
Really cool. You guys sijai pigwa. But then unapigwa hadi uko like at this point yenyewe nishajua the era of my life. At this point unatafuta tu sifa.
Yeah, this is now abuse, eh?
Hii sasa it's just
this now battery.
It's anaenda the extra mile.
Okay,
so
to teach you.
It used to be high. I guess that's why sikubaki, because at the same time I was good at normal school. So I was like, why am I natandikwa huko kila siku? I'm not progressing. You guys Kiarabu si rahisi you guys. So imagine unaenda shule, you write normally, alafu unafaa urudi uandike
the other way around.
So you guys man, tomorrow we have a trip to Nanyuki, so I guess we have to wrap up this pod mapema.
Yeah, but before we wrap up, what do you think about today Arsenal is playing PSG?
You guys,
we want your expert opinion. Which team do you think?
I don't think I'm interested in that particular game, you guys. But me, I'd root for PSG.
PSG.
I don't like the English Premier League. I feel like it's much hyped. Like it has hype, but no substance. So when those teams go to these other leagues, like when they compete against the guys from the Spanish league, the German one, they are rubbed. But they've mastered how to hype games, so they've gotten all this attention. It's like England when they go to the World Cup. Was England
the English
finyo you guys?
The power of the English press.
Yeah, bana you guys.
They're very good at hyping up stuff.
Yeah, I think that is it's the biggest league right now. Like
in terms of packaging and how it looks, it's very exciting. The commentators, you know, they've created some sort of wide system where, you know, like the DSTV commentators, are they from DSTV, those guys who commentate? No, they not commentate. The ones in the middle of the
pundits.
Yeah, those guys. What's it called?
Yeah, they're called pundits.
Yeah, there's another word for those guys who vibe in the middle.
Sasa hata anajua word yote alafu anakataa yako.
CEO ya pundit you guy. Post match analysis, those guys.
Si bado ni mapundits.
Anyway, so those guys. So it's well marketed. It's like a bad product but very good marketing.
But I think it's very competitive compared to other leagues.
It is.
What do you mean?
Like it's not dominated by one or two teams.
In recent years, only Man City and Liverpool are winning the league, though.
Yeah, but they don't win it easily as say Barca or.
Kwani in Germany, Bayern Munich bado ndio inashinda.
Bayern Munich had won before Leverkusen won last season. They had won for 10 straight years.
Back to back.
10 years.
Yes.
Yeah, that's boring, huh?
Yeah.
So I think inafanya wase wapende the English ni first of all the language. Because it's easier to because hata ukiwatch some of these Spanish games with like English commentary, you party on like the players are not speaking English.
Yeah, because you don't understand. It's just a language barrier.
Language pain as idea, but also it's very competitive. Me, I think.
Then I think we are still
colonized.
we're still mentally subservient to the
like
British.
You guys, these guys who say tumewapiga. You guys, some guys.
Sasa sisi tumenunua
bana. Unajua sasa timu yetu haina pesa ndio maana hatuwezi afford. Wewe cheki kula ugali dondo hapo.
And then how come these guys have very expert opinions in quotes as to what the coach should do?
Guy, unafaa uende watch kama hii game ya leo enda tu watch kwa den fulani uone venye wase wana. Ndio maana wase udunga na mavisu baby.
Yeah, you guys are that serious.
Pira you penya.
Yeah. I think guys are overinvested.
No, it's very emotional for some people.
Yes.
Not just for some people, but nothing else in their life is working. So they're able to attach themselves to the success of this particular team. So you're gonna patanga wase when their team loses, their week is
they become hopeless.
You got your game ni sanya pia leo?
10 in the PM.
Are you gonna watch it?
I think I will.
Yes, you guys, you're back to the umse kitambo alikuwa na watch game zote. No, I'm saying you're back now, you guys.
PSG.
No, kitambo.
I'm a new fan. I'm a Manchester United fan.
You're a what fan?
Chelsea.
Okay, me, I'm a fan.
What is it with Carles and Chelsea?
What do you mean?
Oh, it's a Carle thing?
Yeah, but
even Ruto supports
the guys of LD really love Chelsea.
Yeah, this guy is straight from LD.
And then this other place called what?
Beating the allegations.
What's LD wako Chelsea dam?
Ravine. Guys of Ravine.
Eldama Ravine.
Yeah.
Geomara.
You guys, that's interesting. Hey, all the best to you guys, man, whoever you're supporting, Mazi. Let's wind up this pod, Mazi. You guys, cheers. I'm seeing my member wanaongezeka.
Bana Mazi.
Nimeshachapa 5k.
Bado bana.
So moja.
I'll whip up a few guys.
100 and maybe 20.
Twende mazee tu physically tunahanda mse.
Will those guys watch?
Yeah.
I think there are some who will.
Yeah, let me tell you, mother, we need to force ourselves into.
We need people who will watch also, you guys.
But you can't just stay in a corner and hope for people. We need to go where they are. Maybe to go to the market. You want us to sell our meat.
Even when you want things to grow organically, sometimes you add
there's
some fertilizer.
You get the ball rolling.
Yeah, by the way. Yeah, we'll think of something.
Go and nab some jamaa za watu wanakunywa hapa chini. Wewe leta hiyo simu, umesubscribe Kisiangani podcast.
Yeah. Because even for optics it looks good when even our supporters feel like we are growing.
Then unajua the thing was realizing ni everything is fake, everything is fabricated, it's all artificial. Streaming numbers, views, everything. But now the thing is people don't really think about it like that. if you show someone this podcast, the first thing, and me I'm guilty of that, the first thing I look at is the views.
Yeah.
Even when I'm on TikTok, even if the video I'm watching is interesting, kama ijapata a certain number of comments and
unaichuja.
So inaitwa social validation.
Exactly. So we need to get that kwanza. Like someone like Octopizzo. I think Octopizzo has some of the wackest songs I've ever heard in my life. But angalia views zake. You guys, he's farming those views. But now inampea hiyo validation and credibility.
Cheki hapa pale. Niko hapa Octopizzo number 8.
Umse hizo mangoma zake.
Ndivyo hivyo ndivyo.
Cheki Evo. So hapo alikuwa na
Take him.
Evil.
Ndivyo. Lakini Octopizzo ndiye alifungulia kina Mwafrika, unajua hivyo
aliwafungulia nini?
Barabara you guys. Those guys to get 200 views. Si yakupata ma subscribers.
Oh yeah, venye alienda huko hivyo.
Yeah, because he went and then he was also sharing on his ex Twitter at the time.
And then at that time he had beef with Calligraph or something. So
I think so. Yeah.
So maybe we should fabricate some of this.
So you get Octopizzo akama mama.
After nimemwambia ngoma zake ziko chini sana.
Mlete hapa mvunjani.
Tumwambia ni content. Atatetea ngoma zake you guys.
Tutafute nani Calligraph.
Calligraph Jones. You guys tunaenda kufisha 5k you guys ukileta Calligraph.
Yeah, so hii weekend kuna show yote. Me I think itakuwa pale
weekend,
under the silly tree.
Yeah, I think it's just you.
So me George and Duta are doing a show in Karen. So maze kujeni maze msupport
so the tickets how do you get the tickets?
Under the silly tree.
Hustle Sasa.
But I think just check on my socials at Halaiki.
You've posted on your
I've posted
main page.
And I think I'll post again.
So okay.
On Saturday I'll be there. I'll be hosting. And then I don't know what's happening at Chemichemi. I think Ed and Abdi is doing his show at Chemichemi.
Oh, okay. Is he doing 2 nights or just 1 night?
Just 1 night.
All right.
What about you?
You guys, me I'll just be chilling you guys. Me I'm still recovering from my ordeal.
Utakuwa unachapia wapi?
Sijarudi you guys.
Na Nyuki unaenda kufanya nini?
Na Nyuki naenda kuhost show fulani ya watu wa DSTV. So I'm actually going with this nigga who's telling me.
Which part of Nanyuki?
I don't know, but from the map it looks like it's just in Tao. Yeah, man. So I'm actually a bit anxious about that stuff. That's why I wanna finish this pod. Wait, see you guys on the next one. Kiev, thanks for coming through. Are you still gonna shit? You just hang around.
Amekaa you guys.
Mse ameboeka venye ametupata hapa. Take shit.
It has retreated. Stop chungulia.
Mse amekaa in a position to suggest. Mse amekaa handbrake.
It has made a strategic retreat.
Take it, guys! Retreat!
Push back.
They should go home and watch that series of yours, House of David. Huh?
It's a nice one.
I tried to watch it, but...
So after tambia wase tena adios.
Yeah, man.
Have you watched it yourself?
No, what? I think my girl has watched it. House of David.
Yes.
No.
Is it in the Quran? The Dawood?
The whole David story. I think the Quran and the Bible are more or less the same.
Oh, the David story is in the Quran?
Yeah.
I think so.
Dawood.
Okay, I don't want to
They call it what?
Dawood.
Oh, right. I didn't know, man.
Dawood. The stories are there. Ni Jesus tu peke yake ndo kidogo.
I think Iko, but it's a different...
Anaitwa Isa.
Yeah, Isa, like my brother is called.
And then he's a prophet,
Just
not a son of God. According to the...
Ibrahim.
To that text.
All those stories are there. Hata nani Jacob. That's Joseph.
Joseph is Yusuf.
Yeah.
You guys, cheers, man. Thanks for watching this podcast. Keep subscribing to Fikisha 5 Voices. Alafu tutoke underground tuingie sasa above ground podcast.
Level.
Cheers, man. Thanks for coming through. Cheers, guys.